All right, everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jonathan, and this is the Tech Talk. All right, so today I want to go over the wireless industry. In particular, I want to talk a little bit about how the prepaid carriers have really stepped up in their capacity and what they can do, and what's going on now in that industry specifically. I've really been finding it fascinating and doing a lot of research for that industry, just checking out and seeing what's going on, the stats. I love data. I'm a big data guy. You'll find out pretty soon. I like to look up stats and data and everything. So that's part of my jam, if you will. And so I did some research, and actually I found some pretty unique facts here, actually, regarding prepaid and just how it's grown over the years in the United States. So in 2000, approximately 6% of subscribers were prepaid customers at that time. And since then, about 25 years later, in 2025, we're seeing more of a higher penetration of prepaid customers. Now you're at about 25% specifically. And then globally speaking, over 40% of mobile users are on prepaid plans, but just in North America alone, 35% account for that. So it's huge here in the United States, seeing so many, and in North America, as Canada, Mexico as well, and just seeing this huge growth of prepaid users. And the benefits make sense. It's so simple and easy. Overall, you get lower costs. You still get a lot of the same network access as the postpaid carriers, without all the hassle that typically comes with that. And I can speak to that because I used to work for AT&T, and I tell you what, it was challenging. I appreciate the job. I was glad to do it. There was definitely some perks to working for them, but when it came to their customer service experience, as an example, it was rough. It was really, really difficult. Just finding someone that I could talk to that could help with my customer, and just dealing with a number of just processes that was just like transfer to transfer, doing this or that. It was just really frustrating. And honestly, in the prepaid realm, I haven't had really that much of an issue at all. Like, I can really get resolution for any kind of customer service related question I have very, very quickly. It really has not been an issue. And so I'm really glad that I've switched because it's really simplified the process. So that's an example right there for you. And plus, you also have to consider that once upon a time, I would say that when I was researching this, and I think a lot of y'all can agree with this, I would say, that prepaid used to be bare bones. It used to be very basic, very simplistic, but maybe a little too simplistic. Like, you really didn't get much, and of course, once upon a time, back in my day, you paid by the minutes. There was no unlimited yet when prepaid was first becoming really, really popular or growing in the marketplace, and so paying by the minutes and just paying for what you need and everything. And actually, it's kind of funny that model is coming back. There's a specific prepaid carrier called US Mobile. They offer unlimited talk and text, but they also offer a pay by the gig plan, which is very, very interesting to see. So, anyway, a little side tangent there. But yeah, you would get just your bare bones stuff, and also the network access was not great because you were licensing lower spectrum, lower level network quality, and so there's this reputation that I saw that seemed to come around the prepaid industry where you're getting a crappier service, a crappier experience, poor network access. And a lot of people that I knew wanted to do it, but they felt that it was going to be an inferior experience if they switched. But just today, just seeing what is offered, and now people better understanding, what priority data is versus deprioritized data, how much unlimited they have, what perks they get for international travel. It's really transformed. It's really changed. We don't see that anymore. It's definitely changed a lot and has allowed prepaids to really compete with the postpaids. It's kind of funny. Some of them feel like they competed against themselves because, for example, Verizon has a Verizon prepaid program through their, within the Verizon name. And then you have Visible Mobile, which is also owned by Verizon, but they're technically competing with Verizon prepaid, and I guess indirectly Verizon themselves. But I suppose since the money all comes to them, it's a win for them either way. It's just interesting to see how prepaid has evolved to the point that your postpaid companies have their own prepaid accounts, some of them multiple, and then you have all these third-party prepaid carriers that also license, out networks so they can also offer their own plans and everything. So it's really, really interesting to see what has changed in the industry. So I really think that many of y'all should consider the prepaid industry because honestly, there's so much control that you get with that too. I've noticed that too. The app that I use for Visible Mobile, really simplistic, really easy to use. I know exactly my information. Like, it's not a hassle. If any of you guys use the AT&T app, the Verizon, or even the T-Mobile app, it could be a hassle. It could be confusing. There's so many links and places you have to go to, and sometimes the app lags and takes forever, and it's just frustrating. You're just like, I just want to get this done. What's going on? And so I haven't had that experience with Visible Mobile's app. It's been really, really good, really quick. It's like two or three links, gives you everything you need, very simplified, very easy to do, and that's it. No hassle, no other issues or anything like that to worry about. And so I really am fascinated how just the prepaid industry has really become very competitive. We need more of that competition, and that the pricing again reflects that. On average, if I had to give a, this is me guessing because I haven't looked at all the numbers, but just seeing the different plans and the different carriers, you're seeing an average of maybe per line on average between 25 to 45 per line. And then, when you go to the postpaid accounts, some lines start at 65 and go up, and that's with the bare bones, and then you have some, if you want the more higher tier perks, you go straight to 85, 95, 100 plus. It's crazy. So to see that difference up to 50% off or more, depending on the plan that you pick, is pretty amazing. I'm really fascinated by that evolution of the industry because it was definitely not like that before. It was always about postpaid and what plans could be offered that was good and who could do the best plan and who could do the best perks and everything. But it's really transformed. It's really changed. And so really glad to see that. And so hopefully we'll continue to see more of that competition, and maybe it'll get the postpaid companies to look at themselves and evaluate and say, look, these guys are switching to all these prepaid plans because they're much more lower cost and they still get the same perks. We need to really look at ourselves and adjust because over time, I think more and more people are going to continue to be more aware of prepaid and will switch. And so, I think that we'll see a evolution of the postpaid area in the industry and see a transformation that I think will be a benefit to not just to to them as far as like getting better customer service or offering more perks, but just better. It's better for the customers. The more competition, the better for us because the prices stay down, the perks go up, and the benefits are wide and far. And so, yeah, so these are my thoughts on prepaid and the postpaid industry and just the cellular industry in general. I'm really excited to see what comes next from that. I'm going to continue to research because it was a lot of fun to check this out. And so I really wanted to do a little bit more research for this episode. And going forward, that's kind of my style that I think I'm going to go for because it's just so much fun just seeing all this data and information and being able to just talk about it. And, I love to hear y'all's thoughts. Please let me know, on the comments below. Please talk to me. Let me know what you think. What your thoughts about the prepaid industry. Do you think it's still in your mind a cheaper, lower cost and just not as good as postpaid? Do you feel that there could be better improvements in postpaid and it's just better to stay there? Like, just let me know what you think. I'm really curious. I would love to have a conversation. I love this stuff, and so I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to continue posting content nearly every day. That's my goal. I love talking about this stuff, and so I'm looking forward to what the next episodes will be about. I got some in the pipeline that I can't wait to share with you guys, so it's really exciting stuff. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so that way you'll be notified when the next episodes come out. So thanks again for hearing me out today. Always appreciate you guys. You guys are great. So thanks for coming to my Tech Talk. I'll talk to you guys soon.